this video, I'll be using the following products. Links are in the description. Milliput has kindly provided these products for me to use in this video. It is a company based in the UK and produces this amazing epoxy putty that can be used for virtually anything. It's easy to use and easy to sculpt. It is waterproof and sets rock solid. It also comes in many different colors. If you want to learn more about this product, be sure to visit their website. I always make sure I paint my figures with Arteza's premium acrylic paints. Honestly guys, the quality of this paint is really good, so I suggest you check the links in the description to find out more and order some for yourself. I'll be using masking tape, PVA glue, sculpting tools, paintbrushes, lots of super glue, tons of time and lots of patience, and a glass of water. Now we're all set, we can start this project. Hello everyone, this is Marco and welcome back to my channel. Now in the last 2 episodes, I made the head and the body of my ultimate Robosaur Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now in this episode, I'll be making the limbs and I'll be showing you how I made the articulation. Now we'll start with the arms. For the arms, I used some cocktail sticks, bent them and then glued them into place. I added another small bit of cocktail stick on the end, so we've got both the fingers of the T-Rex, and then I just wrapped it round with tape and made the main shape with the tape, as usual. About the articulation, I forgot to show you how I made this little piece here, but I will explain it more in detail later on because it's basically the same exact way I made the leg articulation, but a bit smaller. So I'll explain it later while I'm making the leg articulation and at the end. So now I am covering it with Milliput, making the shape and defining the musculature, and then I'll be texturing it with the cocktail stick as usual. Again, I'll be softening all the texture with a paintbrush and some water. The cool thing about Milliput is that it sets even if it's wet, so that is always a plus. Also, I'd like to add that I was making the limbs while I was sculpting the body, so in this video you'll notice that the body isn't complete yet, which is a bit weird because I posted a video earlier with me finishing the body. So hopefully that won't throw you off. Now, as you can see, the arms slot in the holes perfectly. So now let's move on to the leg articulation. I used a super glue cap to make part of the joint of the leg articulation. I cut a round shape that fits perfectly in the hole in the body. We will attach the leg on that disc. By the way, that disc is made of card. Then I made 2 smaller and thicker discs to attach on the other end of the superglue cap. So if we bring it in and insert it into the hole, you can see that it will actually spin around inside. Remember the structure of this joint because I will be explaining it properly later on in the video. For the leg, I used a bigger cocktail stick and bent it where the knee and the ankle are meant to be. Again, I'll be using masking tape to make the base shape and then add Milliput and sculpt all the nice texture on. Now that the leg shape is roughly done, we can stick it to the disc, aligning it properly and then gluing it down with super glue. And now it's Milliput time. I'm just covering the whole leg with Milliput, defining the musculature and then adding the texture and smoothing it all out with water. For the feet, I added more Milliput on the bottom to make the toe pads stick out and more prominent. I kind of took inspiration from the Thrasher T-Rex foot sculpt. I really like the bulbous kind of foot pads underneath. Then I made some cones out of Milliput and used them as claws. And this is my favorite part of the feet, sculpting the scoots on the toes. Now once it's all set, at this stage I like refining everything with a blade. It just makes the texture a lot finer. And once I'm happy with the feet, I scored all the texture on the thigh and then on the calf, which is the exact same procedure I did on the body. Then I use this abrasive kind of sponge called a scourer to smooth out the texture, make it look more organic. Lastly, I sprayed activator on the whole leg and added blobs of super glue just to add more texture and more osteoderms and bumps. For the last touch, I pressed my Marco Makes logo stamp onto the bottom of the foot and made space for the Rubbersaws sticker on the bottom of the other foot. And with that is all the pieces that I made. All the head parts that slot together, the teeth, the inside of the mouth, the bottom jaw, the inside of the bottom jaw and the bottom jaw teeth, and of course the tongue. These are the legs and the articulation. This Milliput donut slots into that super glue cap that we glued onto the leg earlier, and then the thicker but smaller Milliput disc will be glued on the other end of the super glue cap. So the Milliput disc and the leg will be one piece, allowing the donut shape to spin freely. Then that donut shape will be glued onto the inside of the hips, so the leg will pivot inside the hip, allowing it to move. That is exactly how the arms work too, but on a smaller scale. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all the pieces of the rubber T-Rex. In the next episode, I will show you how I molded all the pieces, and then in the episode after that, I will show you how I cast them and which materials I used. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, Sick merch is available on Redbubble. We have t-shirts, mugs, water bottles, and other cool stuff. But that's not all. On my Etsy store, you can find my rubber saws as well as signed prints. So, what are you waiting for? Just go and click the links in the description. I would like to give a massive thank you to all of my Patreons. Seriously guys, your support really does mean the world to me, as it helps me do what I love for you. You help me buy materials, and most of all, you give me a helping hand with improving the quality of the content of my videos. Even if it's just a small donation, every little helps. If you like my videos, please press the like button. And you could consider subscribing. It's free. Oh, and don't forget to press the notification bell button, because you don't want to miss any of my new stuff, right? I'm gonna say bye now, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. I will see you in the next one.